Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 1000th episode of the Nobody Asked for This podcast. I'm about to do something. We'll get into our regular intro, but I'm kind of in a rush. I'm in the car, and I'm about to do probably the most wild thing I've ever done in a car, which is make a smoothie. You're asking me how that's possible. I don't even know, but thanks to the modern advancement of the Ninja Blast blender, not sponsored, I will now be performing smoothie making. I have all my ingredients. I kind of did like a meal prep, not to brag. And I just thought, this is crazy. I need to document it. So I have all my ingredients laid out. I'm literally in a car. I wish I could show you. So I'm just opening my milk. I'm not necessarily following a recipe, but there is apparently an order in which you're supposed to put stuff in a blender that makes it, blend easier. Which, if you're a blender, shouldn't you just be able to blend? I don't know. Also, this cup is kind of looking dusty, but that's fine. Okay, I'm putting in my liquid to the minimum line. Which, sure, this is a lot of liquid. I prefer a smoothie bowl, but I tried to make a thicker smoothie in this once, but I just saw my shadow. It's also 6 o'clock in the morning. There's a lot happening. I feel like I'm not explaining what's happening well, because there just kind of is no explanation. Just go with it. This is surreal. This is a figment of all of our imaginations, and I'm trying to multitask. Okay, so according to the rules, we're going to put liquid first. So we added some milk. Next, we're going to add fresh fruit. So in goes our banana, which, if I'm being 100% honest, I am either going to cut with this fork from Wendy's that's still in the plastic, or just with my jaw, to be honest. Okay, in goes the banana. Oh, this is like a chocolate peanut butter situation, just for the people at home to know. Okay, in goes the banana. I feel like I put a little bit too much. It doesn't need to be so banana-y, so I am just going to eat one of the pieces, if necessary, to take it out. Because it's obviously I'm doing this in the car. It's not a huge blender. I'll just say it's the Ninja Blast. Okay, 3, add any leafy greens. Skip. 4, no, I actually do have some spinach, but it's frozen, so I believe it goes step 5. So no leafy greens. 4, any dry or sticky ingredients like seeds, protein powders, and nut butters. Okay, so I have some protein powder. Not to brag, this is chocolate egg flavor. I wish I could say I used a reusable container because I should have, but this isn't a plastic bag. Because honestly, and this is, hopefully don't spill everywhere. Okay, it did not spill everywhere. How close are we to this fill line? I hope we get to the end and I'm like, oh shoot, my spinach can't fit. Shucks. Okay, and then we're going to add some peanut butter and a tablespoon of Greek yogurt. Now this is very fancy peanut butter from the fancy peanut butter store. This is not Kraft peanut butter, which I actually like Kraft peanut butter. But I love a crunchy, I've talked about peanut butter ad nauseum on this platform, so. And I've also talked about the fact that I don't understand the term ad nauseum and how I used to think that it was at nauseum. Now, I originally wanted to do... Okay, you know what's so annoying about peanut butter is you pretty much have to get your finger dirty to get that remaining portion off of the spoon or your Wendy's fork from your car when you're making your smoothie at 6:45 a.m. before work. This is my pre-work smoothie. Not pre-workout smoothie, just pre-work. Okay. There we go. There we go-ish. How close are we to that Max line, that HBO Max? Okay, it's not so bad. How do I get this peanut butter off? Okay, I'm just gonna eat it. I'm licking the spoon, and there is some dry protein powder, but I'm sure I will be fine. Okay, this isn't going horribly. But also, makers of peanut butter do kind of have to figure out... I guess I could use more of the drippy peanut butter next time. Maybe that's the lesson. I'm always trying to find the lesson in things. Okay, I'm really going to push it down. Because I really want to add all my spinach, obviously. Okay, let's see. We might have to evict some of the... What was that vegetable? We might have to evict some of the bananas from the equation. Okay, no, this is gonna fit. Okay, this is going well. How's everyone else doing? I just realized that this is not likely. This is the last... Is this the last episode before Christmas? Yeah, the next episode will come out after Christmas, which is crazy. Like, what? So I hope everyone's ready. Okay, I don't want to overload the system. So this is what we're at. And now we blend. Okay, so that was so anticlimactic. I realized, like I said, and now we blend, and then the whole thing was about me making a smoothie, and then I didn't even provide a smoothie making sound effect. If I had fancier podcasting equipment, I would have inserted a clip of, or like a sound bite. I guess you can't really insert a clip. Clip insinuates video. I would have inserted a sound bite of like just for something. But I'm happy to report smoothie was absolutely delicious. I don't know that I talked specifically about the flavor, but there was some milk, almond milk, free the cows. There was also a little bit of yogurt, so that there's a balance between freeing the cows and participating. I really do think like veganism is in my future. I'm just not there yet. Vegetarianism for sure. I could do that. What I could never give up, which we've talked about forever, is peanut butter. So we have obviously a tablespoon of peanut butter in there. This is a very fancy salted caramel peanut butter, which I like for the salted caramel flavor. But there also are some like seeds of some sort, like maybe like a hemp or a chia, I'm not sure, that I like to pretend is why I participate in that peanut butter, I'm a poser. That's what I am. Also, I've had I'll get back to the blender. I've had a revelation. I actually think I am a crunchy peanut butter person. I'm definitely crunchy. But specifically for peanut butter, I think you gotta do crunchy, like smooth. The argument for smooth, I feel like I have a slight memory of me talking about this last week when I was maybe recording while driving, which I think is legal. I don't think it's illegal. Like, why would it be? It's just like being on speakerphone. I'm defensive. Regardless, you gotta go crunchy. You need some crunch. Now, I understand it is annoying to spread, but it's not really. You keep it in the, if allowed, you keep it in the pantry. No, but then it drips everywhere. Okay. I'm seeing the conundrum. Sometimes, like if it's a natural peanut butter, and you leave it in the fridge, it definitely solidifies, but like you can still sort of see the shimmer of the oil, which is a good thing. Like that is what it, that is in reality like what you want to see. Like, food shouldn't look perfect. Food that looks perfect has chemicals. Now, chemicals are absolutely delicious. I'm not one to huff at a chemical. I will, like, give me all the chemicals. I'm full of them. Spiritually, literally, all of it. Oh, by the way, I'm back in the fancy beanbag chair. So this will be kind of, if you know the program, if you know that Nobody Asked for This podcast, which is not many people, so you're in an exclusive club. I'm going to stop looking at my small number of listeners as sad and more as an exclusive club. So you're in an exclusive club of people who know about the new hip podcast. How about that? How about that? Regardless. What was I talking about? I like crunchy peanut butter. How did I get here? You're in an exclusive club. Might have been illegal last episode. The driving sitch. Oh yes, I'm back in my beanbag chair, where I belong. So if you're sensing like a beanbag chair vibe, like that is what the rest of the episode will be. And I think that's where I thrive. I think if you look back at the top episodes of the Nobody Asked for This podcast, they were all via beanbag chair. Honestly and truthfully. So I'm glad I get to provide that once again, because it's what the people want. Back to peanut butter and then back to my smoothie. The peanut butter, I think I have to try like a Kraft, no offense Kraft, but like we both know there's a reason Kraft sounds a lot like another word. And I'm not talking about the taste. I'm talking about like actually what's in it. Like I'm pretty sure the second ingredient is powdered sugar, allegedly. Let me just double check that before Kraft sues me. Because like I can take a lot of things. I couldn't take that. Kraft peanut butter. But my point is, I feel like maybe the only crunchy peanut butters I've had, not to brag, have been natural. So if I tried like a manufactured crunchy, you would get the beautiful sheen of smooth Kraft peanut butter, but with a little bit of crunch, which I think you need. And also, I didn't really know that dark roast was a thing for peanuts, but I would also like to try that. And then almond butter, like I basically want to do like a nut butter test. Also, I was in the peanut butter aisle. This I don't know why every other podcast turns into peanut butter talk, but I was in the peanut butter aisle, and I saw that they had extra creamy peanut butter, and I was very confused. How is something that is pureed extra pureed? So you're either saying that it is the exact same thing, or you are saying that you didn't do a great job on the original version, because isn't it supposed to be like as creamy as could be? Or the third, which is even the mostest terrifying, is what is in this extra creamy peanut butter to make it even more creamy? Let's see. Okay, Kraft, which this website is Kraft Heinz. I didn't know that they were. You know what? For the amount of peanut butter that I eat, I haven't had too many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm going to make that my resolution for whatever year is apparently happening. Apparently it's a new year in like 2 weeks. Your guess is as good as mine how we got there. But let's see here. Go beyond the bread. Okay, sure. Oh, see, I'm in a haze. I've gotten lost on the kraftheinz.com peanut butter subsection of their website. Okay, and this, I never want to call out one brand. Actually, I love Kraft. I've supported Kraft. Their dinners are amazing. Their peanut butter, I'm a lifelong customer. that's the peanut butter I reach for unless I have an extra, unless that direct deposit hit extra hard this month, type thing. Because really the price is, like, you can buy at Costco a kilogram of peanut butter for a third of the price of a small jar at other convenience or at other grocery store locations. But what makes me laugh is that they have Kraft regular peanut butter and then Kraft, like, I think it's called, like, only peanuts. So it's like, okay, so Kraft peanut butter, which you would assume is like the butter of peanuts, and then like no, like this one is peanuts, guys. So, like, again, what the hell's in the other one? But also admire the honesty. I admire the honesty. That's all I can say. Okay. What is going on here? Okay, top products: smooth, crunchy, extra creamy. Only peanuts, all natural with sea salt. Only peanuts, all natural, crunchy with sea salt. Actually, there's no reference of sea salt. And then they have like a Nutella situation, which is, so they have crunchy, regular, less sugar. They have light versions of most of their peanut butters. There can't be much of a difference. Okay. If this gets the attention of Kraft Heinz, either, both, maybe Kraft calls Heinz, like whatever, however the communication has to happen. If Kraft wants to call Heinz, then Heinz wants to call me. Like, however the communication, like the chain, whatever, just, we'll get there. But I would like to be, like, either gifted or given like a mass discount rather, on the products. But then, like, I won't be fully honest about how they taste. Like, I won't say anything's gross, like, that'll be the trade-off. Like, I'll be honest, but, like, I won't, like, if for whatever reason, like, one of them makes me, like, have acid reflux, like, I won't say that. I'll just be like, oh, didn't love this one as much, like, make it subtle. I won't be mean about it. So, Heinz, that's my offer to you. Anyway, so 12 hours ago, closer to 14 hours ago, I made a smoothie in my car. That's how this started. I went on a peanut butter tangent, which I tend to do. Also, I need to issue a correction. That sounds like an oxymoron. Issue correction. I don't know. Oh, one more note. Sorry, I'm all over the place. One more note about the Kraft situation. I realized as I was speaking earlier, I think Kraft is like a very Canadian company. Heinz, obviously Heinz ketchup, I think is more global, but Kraft is, Kraft's not, okay. I think Kraft peanut butter is like specifically Canadian. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically like the Skippy or Jif equivalent, which I don't think we have. No, Jif we have. We being Canada. I don't think we have Skippy. I once had a Skippy brand. It was like a peanut butter ball. For some reason, the Girl Scouts of America are on a mission to do like a brand partnership with every single brand. And I respect it. I'm not knocking it. They're entrepreneurs. But no, they literally have like deodorant that smells like the Girl Scout cookies. Like, that's a fact. Like, you can Google that. I didn't make that up. But what I did make up, no. What is also true, I'm stalling because I can't remember, what was I saying? It was something about, oh, yes, I had I think it was a Skippy brand, and it was like a peanut butter little like crunchy thing that was Samoa flavored, and it was really good. And then they had one that was like, I think the cookie was called like the Adventureful, which I did try. That was, I think, just as good, almost better. So if you ever see those, grab them. That was not an ad. But I am nervous that because I technically kind of just did a Skippy ad, which I didn't, but I'm just scared that Kraft is going to not want to work with me anymore. Not that they ever did, but it's not going to help my chances. Hopefully, I'm sure it all comes from the same factory. Like, let's be real. It's just branded differently. The only ingredient different between those two products is the color of the label. The dye on the label, the blue 40. Now no one's going to want to work with me. Not before the holidays. Anyway, speaking of, let's finish the story of my blender. It really worked. It tasted great. I had a chocolate, peanut butter, banana, and I used a salted caramel peanut butter I put a little bit of spinach for health, like just a little sprinkle. And what else? And because then it also, like, it looked healthy. It looked healthier. Like, when I was walking around with my blender, like, thinking I was better than everyone else, just to be honest. Because I had a transportable blender, and, like, no one else I saw did. But, like, you could see the green specks, and I feel like people would be like, oh, he's healthy. And, again, the chia seeds were in the peanut butter, so they was, like, still, like, flecks of chia. And then the cocoa powder not cocoa powder, sorry. It was protein powder. It, like, didn't fully... do you know how, like, sometimes it mixes with the peanut butter and then sticks to the side of the blender? But when your blender is also the cup, it sticks to the side of your cup, and then you're walking around with those streaks. So hopefully people saw that and thought it was, like, some, like, very fancy, protein powder. Not protein powder from Amazon that, honestly, if we're being real, like, gave me a tummy ache. I'll tell you, some protein powders... not for human consumption. I would love to see, like, how protein powder works. I would like how did we get here episode. What is that show? How It's Made. I would love a how it's made on protein powder. I just have, like, a question or two. Not a ton, like, not like 4 or 5 questions, just like 1 or 2 questions. I think that's healthy. We have to keep asking questions. Also, we are coming up on the 12th anniversary of the end of the world that carried on. So, for 12 years running, the world has not ended. Now, there have been multiple points where I thought that it did. And I thought, you know what? They were right. I can't remember which... group was predicting that the world was ending, but, like, it arguably, like, kind of has, no? Like, we don't live in the same world as we used to. Like, maybe they didn't mean it so literally. Maybe it wasn't like the world is ending. Maybe it was like our world is ending. Like, the world as we know it is ending in December of 2012. You know what? I have to watch that movie because I never saw it, and I think about that day all the time, like the day in 2012, because I remember distinctively, I'm sure I've told this story on the podcast before, but I was always trying to do the math of, like, okay, when is it, like, when does the day change, like, the soonest, like, where in which country? So, like, obviously, I think it's Australia is the furthest ahead. So when it was, like, lunchtime where I was like, well, Australia has lived most of the day that the world's supposed to end, so, like, maybe it's not ending. And then it was really a breath of fresh air when I realized that it had flipped. So, like, it had flipped days in Australia. But it was still, like, midday where I was, but I was like, okay, someone made it to December 22nd or whatever. I think everything was supposed to end the 21st, and then once I saw that people were experiencing a 22nd, I was like, okay, maybe this isn't the end. Also, how terrible to end 3 days before Christmas. Although, I don't know, maybe that day was determined before the day of Christmas was, like, chosen. I'm not sure. But let me tell you, that smoothie was it was great. It could have been colder, though. I need to use It was really on a whim that I made this, so I didn't use a cold enough banana. So there's that. I didn't use a cold enough banana is not a sentence. I didn't use a frozen banana. I just used a room temp banana, which probably helped with the blending process because it's not a perfect blender, although it wasn't really chunky. Do you like how I either don't give brand names at all or do a 10-minute deep dive on the craftheinz.com website? I can't remember what the peanut butter I use is called, but I can't remember what the blender brand is. I just know that I got it from Costco, but I don't believe it to be a Kirkland situation. As far as I'm concerned, at least. So anyway, kind of looking ahead at this next week, I have to start watching Christmas movies now. I have to go and watch some Christmas movies because in a week it's going to be I actually dread the me that is going to exist exactly 1 week from this minute because it's Christmas night. Not Christmas Eve night, but it'll be Christmas night, which is the most sad. I mean, okay, obviously not the most sad, but especially as a kid, that was the worst, knowing that there was all this buildup, all these eggnog lattes, all this gingerbread, all this fruitcake, for it to just be over is terrible. There are so many things that I had been planning, okay, I got to do that, and I'll do it maybe the week before Christmas, or I'll do it the week of Christmas. Apparently that's now and next week. How is that possible? I ate probably a tablespoon of hummus from a container that expired December 6th. I did this 2 days ago. And I checked, because I actually do check best before dates, even though I don't believe them, but I'll kind of risk it. I'll go a couple days over. The food doesn't know. The yogurt doesn't know that its date was 2 days before. 3 days maybe, 5, 6, 7, that's when you smell it. I don't have the best sense of smell, so actually I probably should just play it safe. But I was oh, this doesn't expire till December 6th. We're good. Let me go in with a tortilla chip. And then I was what? And then I checked my phone and I was I almost choked because it was December 16th. And I was no, it's not. It's just not. It is not going to be 2024 in 2 weeks from today. That is nuts. But I wonder, okay, I actually have no idea. I wonder if I will pre-record an episode or if I will fully be recording an episode on Christmas. That sounds pretty fun. I feel I don't really have much to do on Christmas. That might be cool if this is my opportunity to do a Christmas episode. We'll see. I don't know the answer to that. Do you? Anyway, if there are loose ends to be tied up, I'm probably not going to get to it. So I'm just going to say, have a great holiday season. If there's a holiday you're celebrating this month, if it is just a month, I hope you have a great month. I hope you have a great end of the year. I really appreciate you listening if you've taken the time to do so. Do you like how I get really earnest at the end? I'm talking like an idiot for 29 minutes, but then at minute 29 and a half, I'm and I really appreciate it. But I do. I really do. And yeah, I'm excited for, we only have one more episode of 2020. No, that's not right. Of 2024. This one will come out on, no, because we'll have a Christmas, yeah, we'll only have one more episode of this year. That's crazy. I'm going to have to make it a good one, shoot. And it's going to be the one that I'm going to be recording at 11:59 on Christmas. Regardless, Thank you all so much for listening. If you like what you've heard, you can go to podcastnobodyaskforthis.podbean.com. I kind of zone out when I say that now, so I think that is the correct address, although I was sending people to the wrong address for 6 months about a year ago. Luckily, I don't think anyone... that's not the reason we have no listeners. Anyway, I have to let it go. I don't actually... I truly just do this because it's fun, Sit in a beanbag chair and talk to yourself. You will be shocked at what comes out of your mouth. I am every time. If my jaw didn't have to move for me to be talking, it would be on the floor. Anyway, thank you all so much. I will talk to you next week, and see you later. That was annoying. I'm sorry. Bye.